When the Denver Broncos take the field next season, aiming to end up in Super Bowl 53 in Atlanta, the Broncos will be playing in a home stadium that may or may not have a new name. Last week, former Denver Mayor Wellington Webb suggested that some people with deep pockets pony up the cash for the name Mile High Stadium. Our Marshall Zellinger found a way that fans could chip in for the cost of one latte. And we could even force the Patriots and Raiders fans to pay too.
Like it or not, the nostalgia of the name Mile High Stadium does not pay for upgrades and renovations at sports. You know, this thing next to the small replica of Mile High Stadium. Naming rights money does help cover some of the costs, like $30 million spent just a few years ago to upgrade the technology of the Jumbotron and the electronics inside the stadium. It's also money that helps cover things you probably don't realize, like the concrete on the concourse. You can see the different colors there. It also is going to pay for this dip in parking lot C that causes flooding right about there that you don't know about until it happens. Naming rights money will also be needed to replace 27 of these HVAC systems. They have a lifespan of 15 years, and the stadium is turning 17. At $150 grand each, that's $4 million bucks. Fixing the cracked concrete on these stairs outside the stadium on the north side, anywhere between $60,000 and $160,000. 3 of these expansion joints need repair. Kind of important because they connect sections of the stadium together, $105,000 each. And eventually, every seat will need to be replaced. At today's estimate, $17 million. But before you start a GoFundMe page to pay for the name Mile High Stadium, consider the Broncos estimate they need $500 million to keep this stadium updated over the next 30 years.
All right, I know what you're thinking.
What about the pot tax?
Enough with the pot tax money. We've been over this. It's for marijuana enforcement and school construction.
Metro area taxpayers paid a pretty penny to build the stadium. Actually, fractions of a penny. To cover $289 million of the $400 million price tag, residents of, at the time, 6 metro area counties paid 1/10 of a penny on every dollar. That tax went away in 2012. But what if those counties voted to bring it back? Follow me here. $500 million over 30 years is $16.6 million. But we can cut that in half because as of today, the money from naming rights is half of the revenue the stadium makes. The Broncos lease and concerts and events make up the rest and also help pay for upgrades. So how do we get $8.3 million a year?
We wouldn't even need that same 1/10 of a penny sales tax. We would only need 1/10 of 1/10 of a penny. That's about $3.30 per person per year. Now, this isn't on the ballot right now, but if it were, the voters in those counties would need to decide if they have an appetite for that tax. Marshall Zellinger, 9 News.
We asked the Broncos if they would also have an appetite for the public kickstarting fundraising for the Mile High name. And the Broncos gave us a very corporate-sounding response that essentially said no.